And now we head to crypto and see what's happening there. Looking at the numbers, we see that Bitcoin is in the green this afternoon, even though we see well, the numbers may not be looking so attractive, talking about the value there, but it's in the green. It's up 1.55% this afternoon at $66,367.28, and it gained 1.55%. Ethereum is still in the green, still doing well, following, of course, that news of the investigation being over, at least for them. So we see investors' confidence being boosted, and they are turning the way of Ethereum. Cardano, a lot of green, more greens at least than red right there. But the story that catches our attention at this time is the stable coins. Yesterday, Ladi did talk about it. The altcoins was yesterday. It's the stable coins, they're getting attention in the EU countries. Let's find out more about this with Rume. Rume, good afternoon. We hear that soon it will be a crime to trade USDT in EU countries.
Yeah, good afternoon, Ini. Nice to see you again. A whole lot of stuff are happening in the EU right now, and for jurisdictions where there are restrictions, so they are being categorized to be unregulated stablecoins and regulated stablecoins. So for unregulated stablecoins, they are obviously not going to be trading in the EU's jurisdiction. There's something called market in crypto asset. That was a bill one time, now is now a law. There is now a 2.0 of it that has to do with stablecoins. So stablecoins are more or less like the fiat, peg 1:1 to the dollar. I'm very sure a lot of people are very familiar with it. But the EU is coming to say that there are certain regulations that you must go through, else you will not be allowed. And I so love the fact that the EU is really, really focused on stablecoins issuers to issue or platforms to trade euro, which makes a whole lot of sense, because at the end of the day, if a lot of people prioritize the US dollar, it becomes a problem for the euro. So platforms are being given date. All of these framework are going to be implemented most likely by June 30th. So platforms that don't align to that are going to be finding themselves in a very tight situation. For example, the USDT CEO, Polano Adriano, has actually said that it's a problematic issue for them, as well as Binance CEO, Richard Teng, has said that they are going to make sure that they're going to restrict certain unauthorized stable coins, but are going to make it restricted, most likely, from European citizens, most likely. So also Kakren and OKS, which is also one of the biggest exchange platforms, are also saying they are going to be doubling down on that. Some stable coins are not going to be trading on their platform, and it's a big issue right here. The MiCA bill is saying that issuing of stable coins and minting of stable coins will be only done by banks, and as well as EMI, which are electronic money institutions. So it's this very serious situation, but it's good that a lot of people begin to get selfish about their jurisdiction to, if possible, strengthen their indigenous currency. And I'm also thinking that the ECOWAS member states, since Nigeria is heading that, should come up with something that protects all of the member states, and also Nigeria in that line. Thank you, Ini.
Yeah, well, bringing up ECOWAS, I mean, we haven't even agreed on our trade and payment system. We talked of ECO, we have not agreed on that. So, I mean, going all the way to cryptocurrency. But I'm just wondering how the residents in EU, because we do know, I mean, these stable coins are being used as a hedge, when, you want to take some decisions. Do they have an alternative to use once this come on board?
I think in EU, we don't have that massive turnout on stable coins being used as edge, as against third world countries. Also, okay, let me use the most specific, like Africa or maybe Nigerians, or those speculating on the Naira trying to use that as an edge. For those in the EU states, they more or less see stable coins as utility, right? Because most times it's easier to use stablecoin to make purchases or buy other cryptocurrencies as against in our climes here, where people who just buy stablecoin and hold it as they speculate on it for the value of the naira to be affected. It's not done that way. Stablecoins are used for purchases. They are used to buy large amounts of cryptocurrencies in that way. So when this happened, I think it's going to give them leverage rather than use the USDT, Theta, which is the company actually issuing that. They will be using most likely the European stablecoin and EU-backed stablecoin. So some of these stablecoin companies are going to most likely switch to bringing stablecoins that are pegged to the EU
okay.
for them to be able to transfer.
Yeah, and I'm sure that's what the EU is aiming at, at least let it be their currency that, is in operation. But thank you so much, Rume, for sharing your thoughts with us this afternoon.
Thank you, Ini. Always a pleasure.
All right, so that's it on the program. Thank you so much for being a part of this, another episode. We have a final one tomorrow. We'll try and make it better than today. But you can always watch this episode and older episodes on our YouTube channel. I'm Ini John McCall. I'll see you tomorrow. God's grace.